Look at this bulldozer. It has a big blade at the front to push away earth and rocks. It doesn't have wheels. Instead, it has caterpillar tracks made of metal. These tracks spread the bulldozer's weight to stop it from sinking into the mud. This lever controls the blade. Look at it tilt from side to side. It can push huge piles of rocks to make the ground flat. Bulldozers are very strong and incredibly heavy. They need to be in order to work in tough conditions like these. Listen to the powerful engine as it works. Look at the driver. He's watching very carefully as he uses the ripper. It has a very strong metal spike that rips up the earth and rock. When he's finished ripping, he then uses the front blade to push the rocks and dirt. Here is an excavator. Look at how it works. The driver uses both his feet as well as his hands to control different parts of the machine. It takes a lot of practice to drive an excavator like this. This excavator is working next to a railway line. Look how the teeth on the bucket move the earth to make a slope. These machines can do many different jobs. Now it's filling in a ditch. Here, it's digging a hole. The bucket scoops up the earth and moves it onto a pile. This excavator is having its bucket filled with wet cement straight from a cement mixer lorry. It then carefully moves the cement to where the builder needs it. This is a dumper truck. It has four-wheel drive to help grip the ground, so it can carry huge loads up steep slopes and over wet, muddy conditions without getting stuck. See the two sets of wheels at the back? This helps it move more easily over soft and bumpy ground. Watch the driver push the button to make the dumper body lift up so that the earth can slide out. Look at this dumper. It's working in a vast clay mine. Watch the digger load the truck with waste soil. They're taking the soil to a different part of the mine to help make a road. Clay is used to help make paper and also pottery. This truck can carry a 50-ton load. Here's a wheel loader machine. The bucket on the front moves up and down, shoveling up earth and stones. This bulldozer is off to work with the digger and the dump truck. The Channel Tunnel links England and France and is the world's longest undersea tunnel. In order to build the tunnel, many different construction machines were used, and here are some of them. This lorry is waiting to pick up a load of gravel. The digger machine scoops up the gravel and carries it to the truck and tips it in. The gravel is used to make concrete for the tunnel. Look at these machines. They're called scrapers and are used to clear the ground. The scrapers have big blades that slice the earth and scoop it up. Here, they are picking up sand and moving it to another part of the tunnel building site. Look, this scraper is so heavy it needs the bulldozer's help to move it along. Scrapers get very dirty. This one's having a much-needed shower. Here comes a little dumper truck. You will see one of these machines on most building sites. Look, this is a rolling machine. It has massive, heavy wheels that press down the surface, making it smooth and flat. We see it rolling down the sand that the scrapers have moved, ready for the builders to start work on the channel tunnel buildings. This control room of the tunnel boring machine is deep underground. These machines were specially built to dig the tunnel. Look how big it is. With the service train connected up behind, it's as long as 2 football pitches. And this is called the rotating cutting head. It has very hard teeth to cut through the rock. It turns round and round to grind the rock away. Watch carefully and you'll see the cutting teeth break through into the main tunnel where the workmen are waiting for it. The builders need 11 boring machines like this to get the tunnel dug quickly. At the back of the boring machine, the rock is moved out of the tunnel on this conveyor belt. The broken up rock is called spoil. And here is where the spoil ends up. Look at the wheel loaders working away, loading a dumper truck. When it's full, he drives the spoil away and another truck backs up to be loaded by the busy loaders. This digger machine is called a road header and is nicknamed Claws. It's used for work on small side tunnels. Here, the spoil is fed onto a conveyor belt out of the back of the machine onto a waiting dumper truck, which then takes it away to the surface. Look how big this underground chamber is. Nearly all of the materials used to build the tunnels was lowered into this chamber and then taken to where it was needed by small trains. Look at this special train. It's called a man rider and was made especially for the tunnel workers so that they could get around the tunnel easily. Nearly 1,000 people worked in the tunnel every day. Watch the machine carry this heavy concrete lining block and lift it carefully into place. The tunnel used nearly 1 million blocks like this. It took 7 years to complete the tunnel, which was opened in May 1994 by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II and President Mitterrand. This type of high-speed train uses the tunnel every day, linking London to Paris. Look at this huge crane. It moves itself around the building site on massive tracks. This is a drill crane, and it makes holes in the earth with its rotating blades. See how it shakes off the soil it has removed from the ground. Watch as this yellow bucket swings over the building site. It's being moved on a long wire from a crane. Tall cranes have a system of wheels called pulleys, which means they can lift very heavy weights. This is the cab where the crane driver sits. He has a very good view of everything around him. Look at it now in the distance, at the top of the tower. The bucket is carefully lowered onto the road where some workers are waiting to fill it up with cement. The crane will then lift the loaded bucket back to the builders. Look at this roller machine. He drives backwards and forwards, flattening the earth so that the builders can lay cement over it. This is going to be the floor of a very big shopping centre. This machine is called a grader, and it's used to smooth earth and make sure it's flat. Watch the metal blade underneath the machine as it scrapes away bumps and fills in holes. You'll often see these machines helping to build roads. Watch what happens when these old buildings are demolished. happens when we put them back up again. In many parts of the world, coal is mined from the surface. Look at these scrapers at work, moving the topsoil. This giant crane is called a drag crane, which is used to dig to deeper levels. These are the largest cranes in the world, and it takes a highly skilled operator to work them. They are called drag cranes because they drag this huge scoop, picking up tons of soil in each go. The scoop is the size of a large car. Look how the driver operates the crane. He pulls a lever to guide the bucket and checks his controls. Often they will use explosives to blast the coal, which makes it easier to dig up. The miners use many different types of machines to dig the coal and load it into the trucks. See how many you can spot. These giant trucks are especially made for the miners and can carry very heavy loads of coal. This bulldozer has a lot of work to do moving all this coal. Watch as the train moves slowly through this special building where coal is poured into its wagons. These trains take the coal all over America to power stations and other coal users. This giant dumper truck is so big that the driver has to climb a ladder to reach the cab. Look, the arrow is showing you the size of these dumper trucks. They are the biggest trucks in the world and are used in the coal mines along with scrapers to help return the topsoil after the coal has been removed. Here they are, reseeding the soil with grass. And here is a combine harvester working on land that has been mined and then restored and given back to a farmer.
Matchbox emergency city. Bank robbery in progress. Suspect driving red car. I'm on him. Hit the siren. Head him off at the detour. Closing detour. He's out of control. Calling rescue squad. Crime doesn't pay in emergency city.
With real helicopter siren and crash sounds, vehicle sold separately, batteries not included. New from Matchbox.